Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Steven, and today I'll be talking about super apps. What are they? What are the advantages to having one? Who are the big players in this space right now? And why is it primed to be the next tech gold rush? Let's get started. Alright, so what exactly is a super app? Essentially, it's an app that offers multiple mini apps or internet services on the same platform. Right now in the US, we have separate apps for separate services. We use Spotify and Apple Music to listen to music, Uber and Lyft to get a ride, Venmo and Cash App to pay friends. But what if all of those services were found on one ubiquitous platform? That's a super app. Now, it's likely that you've never heard of the term before, and that's completely normal because the US is actually one of the last countries to catch on to this trend. All around the world, countries have already adopted this phenomenon. Look at India with Paytm, Southeast Asia with Sea Limited and Grab, Latin America with Nubank, and of course the biggest player, China, which has a bunch of examples like Alipay, WeChat, Meituan, and Douyin. In these countries, super apps play really an essential part of people's lives, enabling its users to get food delivery, book a doctor, take out a loan, or even get a divorce. Now, what are the advantages to having a super app? Why are big tech companies in the US and seemingly the rest of Silicon Valley all obsessed with building one? Well, for one, it takes full advantage of the attention-driven economy. With the average millennial spending roughly 6 hours a day on their phone, it's practically a gold mine for things like data collection, advertisements, and subscription fees. So the more services you can offer, the bigger the portion of the screen time you can occupy on mobile devices. This gets reinforced by the second point, which is that it creates an unbelievable user stickiness around your core product. When everything you use in terms of services is accessible and interconnected on one app, it gets pretty hard to leave. It's similar in many ways to owning Apple products, right? The more Apple products you purchase, the greater the synergy is between the products to the point where you're so embedded within the Apple ecosystem that it's almost impossible to switch to another brand. Speaking of Apple, let's examine who the other main players in the US are right now. Already, big tech companies are positioning to become multi-service platforms, with Facebook rebranding to Meta to accommodate the metaverse, and Square rebranding to Block as it looks to consolidate its other services like Tidal music streaming and Caviar food delivery with its financial services under the umbrella of Cash App. Even PayPal's failed first attempt at acquiring Pinterest demonstrates a desire to compete in this space. In the short to medium term, I believe we'll see big tech begin an acquisition spree like no other, with the likes of Apple, Google, and Amazon and others deploying their large cash reserves to buy out companies like Twitter, Peloton, and other lifestyle apps. Needless to say, the next decade is going to be really exciting as we start to see real adoption of super apps in the US and the battle between tech giants for better features and customer acquisition start to heat up in a winner-take-most market. The attention of the world's largest economy is up for grabs, and it's almost certain that the company that builds the app with the most market share will end up being the most powerful and valuable company in the world. So hopefully you enjoyed and learned something from that quick crash course on super apps. This is actually the first episode in a series of videos I'm calling App Wars, where in the future, I'll be breaking down each of the individual companies that I've mentioned that are playing in this space, explaining what their advantages and disadvantages are, and predicting what their next steps are likely to be in becoming the dominant US super app. So be sure to subscribe to get notified when those videos drop. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.